Subscribe for my channel Amol Ujagre and hit the bell icon for latest update.
Hey, hello friends. My name is Amul Zagre and I'm the author of the book Practical Approach of Software Testings. In this video, we are going to see the projects installation. Okay, so why it is necessary to learn project installation? See, this is for our practice purpose. Okay, so you might have seen or observed I have given you for practicing I have given some sites like stock.scriptinglogic.net. There was some login page, right? And uh, you should have a practice on lots of different projects, not only for the automation but also when you will study the manual testing, you must have a good practice of handling the project. Uh, so the purpose is you should have a good practice. Good practice. Again, you must know few basic things that every project has. Every project has. Right. So today's session will not be just like a regular session. So I'll be talking more on my own experience and few guidelines that will be helping you. So you must know few basic things that every project has, right? And installation. Actually, uh, from small industry to middle level industry, generally the QA people are asked to host the build, right? So I use the word host the build if the project is web based, right? It means that when developer finishes their work or they finishes their bug fixing, they will give you a published build, right? And you will have to install it onto your server, and after installing you will have to check that or test that, right? So there are several ways to install a build, but and it is based on the technology. For example, you have a .NET technology, so projects are developed in a .NET or let's say Java or let's say PHP. Okay, so each now I'm considering about the web-based application only, right? So I'm talking about the web-based applications. Okay, so web-based applications might be developed in .NET, Java, PHP. Okay, so those are hosted on some server, right? So let me slightly go more deep into it. So what is a website? So this is a website, and this website I have hosted on my own server, right? So actually the thing is that the server is something like this. So this session will be a quite deep session and I'll be talking from so much basics, right? So this is suppose my hosting server. Okay, and hosting server is nothing but our machine, right? So actually where the servers are, so the hosting companies just like GoDaddy, they have a server room wherein they have the machines with high configuration, and those are on for 24 hours, right? So they give some space from a particular machine to the end user, right? So for example, I have taken a server from iPage, or I have taken the hosting from iPage, hosting and I have several websites hosted here, right? So the companies those provide the hosting servers, they generally give you some space. So I have shared hosting. So shared hosting, it means that uh, they allocate some space to you, and you will have some account, and there are several options wherein you will be able to upload your files, HTML files or your project files to that server, and when you will upload those files to the server, those will be accessible through the web. Okay. So now just like that, I have a server iPage, and wherein I have hosted these application there, so that you are able to access those stock.scriptinglogic.net or billing pages. So several URLs I have given you, so you can access those, and you will observe that this is my domain name, my own domain name. This domain name I own, scriptinglogic.net, right? And these applications are stored on that particular domain or hosted on that particular domain. Okay. So now hostings are of different types. Just quickly, let me tell you. Hostings are of type. Let's say this is a shared hosting. You will see dedicated servers, right? So cost is quite high, and also the performance. Dedicated server. Then you have VPS. Then virtual private server. I have used all of them. Virtual private servers. Okay. So like that. You can buy it and you can host your websites over there, and based on the performance need you can choose your server, right? So I have chosen, I actually own two servers. Both of them are shared, but with a good configuration. So you can see my several websites hosted, and you can access those as well, right? Now, what is the difference between website and web application? Okay, this question is to you. What is the difference between website and web application? Yes, the question is to you guys. What is the difference between a normal website and a web application? I don't think this is a difficult question. Yes, on the chat. Am I audible to you? Application performs some operation. Okay, Sandeep is good. Application performs some operation. In a web-based application, we run a set file. Okay. Okay, anything else? You're telling good, right? Your inputs are good. Amol is saying website is a static plus dynamic pages. Okay. And what is web application then? Okay. If you consider Amol's definition, then according to that, website and web application will be same, and that is true as well, right? So website, for the time being, what I am considering, website is a static thing, and web application is quite a dynamic thing, right? So I am just defining it like this. The website is a static thing, just a normal website, just like this. If you see this scriptinglogic.com, this is just a tutorial website. You can read the articles. That's it. Okay. So there is nothing, any dependent operations like login and something like form filling, right? These are just normal links. You can access those. So this is just a static website, right? So better I could have said like this: static website and web application, right? So this is more significant. So static website and web application, right? So static website is this, right? This scriptinglogic.com, and dynamic website, we can say this is a dynamic website or web application, scriptinglogic.in. Here you can do login and you can access your courses. Okay. So there are several applications. There is a database there, right? And so many things that we do here. Okay. Now, let me tell you one mysterious thing, that you will find so many web application, so many useful web application over the web. Those are open source. Okay. So those are open source, means free, with code, in such a way that you can do several things. Now you will observe that this is the web application, and let me just log in it with the admin console. So let me just log in with my credentials, and of course it is hosted on my own server, scriptinglogic.in. And you will observe that there are several operations here. I can have some user list as well, and I'll find some user here also. So let's suppose let's search Praful. So Praful might be there also in this list. Yes, id.praful. So Praful related information is there. If I click on this I button, so I can see Praful is listed or subscribed to my three of the courses: Core Java Beginner, Manual Testing, and here I can observe he has spent 4 hours in the Manual Testing Beginner course, then 6 minutes on this Web Selenium course. So many things I have, right? So this is my web application hosted on my own server. Now, do you think I have created this? I have not created this. Have I purchased it from somewhere? No, I have not purchased it from anywhere. It was an open source application. It was freely available. It is still freely available. I have just got the code, published it, hosted on my server, and make the installation and some changes. Right. So you can observe here even there is a payment gateway integration is also there. Right. So I have also integrated it with PayPal. So somebody can buy this as well. Okay. So I have not enabled it because the courses are not complete, but I have connected this with PayPal as well, so that people can directly pay the amount and they can get access directly without my intervention. So such a good application, and like this, there are so many hundreds of applications are there available over net. Those are absolutely free, and open source policies are such that you can make some changes and resell it with own price. That's true, right? Now, just for a curiosity, I'll put or throw some question to you. Uh, why do you think? You can observe this application. If you go in the market and if you give such a requirement to any software company, they will at least charge you 1 lakh for this application, minimum 1 lakh. So why it is free? Why it is free? And just like this, I'm going to show you several applications. Those we will be seeing as a freely available with source code, and you can install it on your own web. You can use it for your purpose, and you can also make some changes, and you can also sell it. So this is the policy of open source. So my question is to you, why open source? Why do people keep their code open source when they can sell it for lakhs of rupees? Yes, any guess? Why open source? This is just out of the context, but still let's have some discussion. Why open source? Yes, anybody? What do you think? Why open source? Think on it. Anything, whatever comes in your mind, just put some wild guess. Why open source? Copywriter, open platform for tech enhancement. Okay. Anything else? Amol is quite closer to the answer, or one of the answer is given by Amol. I can say like that. So open, not customized. That's why free. Okay. Anything else? Not customized. Okay, that is also one of the reason. Not customized. That's why free. Yes. Anything else? Open forum for community build. Okay. Okay, I'll come to that point. That is a valid point, but it can be more elaborated more. So I'll come to that. Okay, so I have education. Okay, they have our code for reference or idea, scope for development, educational. Okay, good. So you have given me very good input from your side. Thank you very much. So let me give my input on this. So whatever I have observed or whatever I have studied till now, why open source? So there are few reasons people put it on open source. One of the reason is okay. So all the reasons are not true for everybody, but few people every means many people do it for different purpose, right? So first reason I have observed is for prestige. First reason I observed is for prestige. or recognition in industry. Okay, for example, do you know there is one website, stackoverflow.com, right? So stackoverflow.com, how many people know this stackoverflow.com? Yes, this is a website wherein you can search your queries related to code and you will get the answer of it. Here you can put your answers as well and you will get the rating. Okay, so this is a good website for checking the code, right? It is related to any programming. If you have any query here, let's say why printf, you will get several links here. Why printf. Okay, so there are, you can search any query here and you will get n number of results over here. And here people comment there, right? So when somebody resolves some issues, right? Somebody when resolves issue, the other people gives rating to him, and based on his rating, he gets a recognition. Okay, so generally in the resume, people add their overflow score, right? So this is very reputed website, and if you have a good score over here, you will have a good recognition in the industry, right? So this is one way, and unlike this, there is another way. You can create your code and put it for free, open source. You can put it on your GitHub account and ask people to use this, right? So that tomorrow when you will go for interview, or if you are going for any business deal, so what is your recognition? So I have an open source software and n number of people are using it, right? For example, I am an author. When I go somewhere, so what is my identity? I am an author of a book, right? So this is my identity. So that has created a kind of prestige with me. So similarly, uh, a project, open source project, which is so good, that is created by somebody, and this much number of users are using it for free, or they are using it and they are getting benefits as well. So this is a kind of prestige for that particular person who has created that software. Another thing, you get free testing. Okay, so generally what people do, suppose I have created one software. I am the only one, and I don't have a time, or I don't have a people to test it. So what I do is I put it open source. I keep it open source, and I let the people to use it. People will use it, and they will report the issues. So this is not working, that is not working, and I will have some community forum, and wherein people will come there and will tell me what are the issues. So what I'll do is I'll make the changes, or I'll also ask people to contribute in that. So they will also contribute. Again, that will become for their own recognition or their own prestige that they have worked on that, right? For example, if somebody don't get a job, and if he or she get this kind of project wherein he gets a chance or opportunity to collaborate, so he don't need to go to the company to get the experience. He or she can work on it. Either that project might be of testing or of development. Generally development projects are more, so then you can get experience and you can add that experience into your resume. So that is one of the practice, but mostly for free testing. You might have seen this word beta version. Okay, so beta version means actually beta testing means it is tested by the client or real customer, right? So once the complete free testing is done, after that, that open source project becomes paid one. Okay, and the best example is Orange HRM. Okay, so earlier I used to download it, and still at some platform you will get its build, but now you will not find this is a free, but you can see the demo here. So this is HR management system, Orange HRM. They're very good. Now it is paid. You might find the old versions demo as well. So we'll try this as well. We can install it. So you can see admin. Earlier, I actually downloaded it a few years ago, and I was using this in my company to maintain the records of my employees, and there are so many options. Why it is not getting logged in? So let me just show you the user interface of it. I don't know why it is not getting logged in. Okay, so when you will log in, there are several options over there wherein you can have a complete HR management system, right? So as a tester, you should have a flavor of handling different projects, right? I will be giving you practice links as well for that, but I want you, these projects should be there installed on your machine, even if there is no internet, right? It means that now these projects are getting opened on the web server, right? So this is a website, means Orange HRM server has this project installed. So I want these projects to be installed on your machine, right? So unlike that, there are several um, other uses as well. So I'll give you my video. There is a 10-minute video on YouTube on why open source, where I have explained the other reasons as well, right? So we'll share that, and let's focus on installing these softwares onto your local machine. So I'll be giving you several open source applications, and we are going to install that on your own system. We will make your system as a server, and with the help of that, you can have that particular application onto your own machine, and you can do practice. And we will also use one of the application for our next framework as well, right? So this was just an introduction. So next thing, I'm going to move to download one of the project, and this is Invoice Plane. This is a billing software that we were looking here since we started practicing. So here username is entered, then password is entered, right? And here there are several applications. It is hosted on my own servers. Now we are going to host this application onto your machine. So I'm going to demonstrate how to do that, right? So unlike this, I have one more application. Let's say what it is, Ninja 2, Ninja2.scriptinglogic.net. Now this is again a billing application. Here I manage my expenses plus incoming payments and all that, right? I'll just show you the interface of it, and this is also free, right? So again, you will see several options there. Good user interface you will observe here. Okay, so this kind of things are there. So let's say products, then invoices. I can create or generate invoices. So these are the products, book, courses, these are the products. And invoice also looks quite professional here. I can generate invoice and raise it to the clients. So this is for free, and I'm using it for my commercial purpose as well, right? So quickly let's have a look of the invoice. Look at this. This is an invoice, very professional way, right? So this kind of application can be there onto your machine as well, right? So all of these applications are in PHP, right? So I'm going to demonstrate because installing the PHP server is quite easy. It's not like that you cannot install or host these applications, but these applications can be installed very easily. So we'll be focusing on this, right? So out of which one application I'm going to demonstrate in front of you, and you can do the same step, or might be some slight different change need to do, but with the help of same steps we'll be able to install several application onto your machine, and the same steps will be there just in case if you want to host it on to some other web server that you purchase, might be from GoDaddy or from other hosting server, right? So let's start doing that. So first thing is that you must have a server with you. Okay, so servers are like we are going to install XAMPP. Okay, so you should install the XAMPP on your machine. Generally, actually, we all have Windows on our machine, so we will install XAMPP on our system. So I already have installed. So I'll just give you the link or how to find XAMPP. So search on Google, XAMPP, XAMMP, XAMPP. Okay, and you will get this site apachefriends.org, right? So you can go to this site and you have to download the setup of it. Okay, so you can choose the Windows operating system, and here you will find some links, several links, or the latest version is going to get downloaded here. Okay, so once it is downloaded, you install it. Okay, so let me just see what version it is getting downloaded. Generally 7.2 is quite better. The 7.4 version is getting downloaded. Okay, let it be. Okay, so whatever XAMPP version is there, generally 2.7.4 would be better, but XAMPP, let me just see, can I get that version? Let's see here, download. So go to the download. Yes, this is the download page. So let me put this in the note, right? So go there, and the first one version 7.2, you download this. Okay, we'll download this 7.2 version. Okay, so XAMPP download here, and version I'll recommend 7.2. It's okay if you download the higher version, but recommended version is 7.2. Okay, so download version 7.2. Then when it is downloaded, you can open it and say next, next, next. It will be installed. You don't have to do anything extra, right? So just open that and say next, 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 and it will be installed. And once it is installed, you will have one folder by default onto your machine, right? So it will say yes and say okay. Okay, just a default operation, say next, 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 it will be installed. Okay, so once it is installed completely, you will have at C drive XAMPP folder. In case if you haven't changed the default installation location, then it will be on the C drive, right? So keep all the default setting as it is and say next, next, next. It will be installed in 10 to 20 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, so once it is installed, you will get it here on the C drive. It will be there as a XAMPP folder, and here at the bottom you will see 3 icons, and out of which there is a XAMPP control. You can click on that XAMPP control, and here there is a Apache, and you have to click here start. Now actually I have several servers installed on my machine, so I need to do something else, but whatever thing that I am doing here, you will not need to do. I need to stop another server, then only my XAMPP starts. Okay, so after that, once you install, you click on this XAMPP control panel and say start. So once it will turn green, so it means that it is started, right? So now you have to simply put localhost here, right? Localhost, you have to just say localhost, but since I have another port, that localhost host is actually in use, so I need to put :82, but you may not need to put this :82. Just in case if you face problem, let me know, I'll resolve that. Okay, so localhost, and again there is some you will get some other page. Actually I have hosted something else here, so because of that it is coming like this. Okay, so localhost, you will see the XAMPP page here, right? So just be with that. Okay, so now next step is that once you install this, and if it turns green, then one step is done. So your server is installed. Now let's download one project. Okay, so let's download the invoice plane. Okay, so invoice plane, search on Google invoice plane. So unlike this, there are several applications. I'll be giving you its details as well. So go to downloads. Okay, invoice plane download, or you can go to the website and click on the download link from here, and you can download this latest version. Okay, so I have separate video also there, and also you'll be having this recording as well with you, so that you can rewind the video and watch or see this. Okay, so this is a zip file. So you copy this zip file into your XAMPP folder, but not directly into XAMPP. There is a htdocs folder here. You go there. You will not see several folders like me. You paste it here. Okay, I think it is paste is done. Okay, let me just see. I think it is already there, so it is getting overwritten. Okay, so now you have to extract that, but make sure that it should not be extracted on the direct folder here. So it's better to create another folder. let's say billing. Okay, you can give whatever name you want, and let's bring that zip file into that, because sometimes what happens is that everything is gets extracted. You might have seen that early message, and that is actually because of that. You see here, I'm not getting the XAMPP page because the extraction happened wrongly. So the page is showing things like this. Okay, so now what is the folder that we have created? It is billing. Okay, so in the billing, I'm pasting this zip file. So let me just extract it. So sometimes what happens is that all files get extracted here. It's good we have got a folder over here, and we will get the files inside that folder, and after that we will install it. Okay, so let me just finish. Okay, so extracting is finished. Inside this there are several files. So what I'll do is I'll move this file to the billing folder. Okay, so I moved this. Okay, and let's do one thing. This is a web application, right? And it will need a database. So you do one thing. You also install MySQL on your machine. So I already have MySQL. If you want setup, I'll be sharing with you, or you can get it on from net as well. So MySQL. So MySQL, you can open MySQL and create a database there, right? So I believe you know MySQL. If not, let me know. I'll give you some tutorials on MySQL as well, right? So MySQL, say root. The password of MySQL is root. Now I want to create a database. So to create a database, I have to say right like this. So create database, and I'll give the name as IP 930. Okay, IP 9, IP batch 9. I'll say batch 9, IP batch 9. Semicolon, enter. Database is created. That's it. That's the role of this. You don't have to do anything else, right? Create database and IP batch 9. That's it. Okay, let's leave that. You may close that as well. But remember the name of it, IP batch 9, and I may close it. Now it is copied here. So what I can do, the same name I'll use, billing, and I'll go to the browser and say localhost. Localhost. I need to say 82, but you may not write like this, and put the name of the folder /billing and hit enter. Okay, so I might observe this, but let me fix this. So it says that the ipconfig.php is missing. Please make a copy of ipconfig.php example and rename it to ipconfig.php. So there is a file named ipconfig.php.example. I'll create a copy of it and let's rename it to ipconfig.php. So go to this folder of billing and let's find this file ipconfig.php. Here it is. So I'll copy this, paste it. Let's rename it. Okay, so say yes. Okay, the file is created, and let's refresh this page. Okay, there is one more thing that I need to do. In the config tab, I need to give the path of it as well. So localhost /billing. So this is a path. So I need to put this into the config file. So ipconfig, I am opening this. Okay, and IP URL is this. So I'm putting this IP URL here. Save this, close this, and now refresh. Enter. Yes. So installation window is here. So click on the setup. Continue. Just a light click you have to put here. Say continue. Okay. So local host is there. Port name is 3306. Username, password you have to put, and those will be belonging to your MySQL. So I have root as a username, and also the password is also root, right? So these username passwords are from your for your MySQL, right? So database name we have created IP batch 9. Okay, so click here, then say continue. Again say continue. Okay, it will take some time, so don't double click here because it is taking time, and the process will be disturbed then if you double click there. So again here, this is I think the last step. So I'll only fill the compulsory fields. So email ID is compulsory. I'll say Amol at, let's say scriptinglogic.net. The same will be my username, and let's say Amol Uzagare, then password, let's say 1234 5678. Actually 8 character it says. I'll write like this: Amol 1234, Amol 1234, verify password, Amol 1234. Rest of the things are not compulsory. You can continue. Okay, and you can click here and you will be redirected to login page. So this application is hosted on my local server. I can hit localhost :82/billing, and this will be there in front of me. So Amol Uzagare at gmail.com. No, Amol at scriptinglogic.com was the email I use. Amol scriptinglogic.net, and password was Amol 1234. Okay, and say login. You see, the same application is here on my local host, on my local machine. So same you can also have onto your own machine as well. So I have a separate video on YouTube of this installation. Also, you will have this video as well. And now we have some time left, so let me just show you another one more installation, right? So have you got this? So if you do you have any query here, or if you want to talk to me, you can have a talk. We will have an open discussion as well. Okay, so Amol says no, nobody has any query. Everybody got it? Everybody got the steps? Is it free? Free hosting means you are going to host it on your own machine. Your own machine is free. Yes. Anybody has some doubts? Any more doubts? Or anybody? It is accessible to only your local area network. So now here, this is accessible currently on my own machine. But if suppose my machine is in a network, if suppose my machine is in a network, if suppose this PC or this laptop is connected to some Wi-Fi network, and if the same Wi-Fi network is associated with my mobile as well, so I can put the IP address of my machine instead of localhost and the rest of the URL on my mobile, and I can access this URL on my mobile as well. Okay, if I am connected to the same IP address, same Wi-Fi network or same network, so instead of localhost, I have to put just a IP address. So I can get my IP address from the command prompt cmd. So there is a command ipconfig command here, ipconfig, hit enter, and here you will get your own IP address 192.168.43.133. Okay, so this is my IP address. So instead of localhost, I can hit this IP address from other machines that is in my same local area network or in the same Wi-Fi network. So only in my local area network, this website will be accessible. Okay, fine. Let me just check. Can I install any more application here? We will try for this Ninja. And download Ninja. Download Ninja. I don't know whether Ninja internet download. Invoice Ninja. Download Invoice Ninja. This is a billing application. We'll try this. Self-hosted, open source. And also I'll give you one site. This is a SourceForge. SourceForge. You mean SourceForge? Yes, this is a website. Here there are several free application you will find, but you have to search a lot, right? So you will not directly get some softwares because there are CRM as well, right? Finance, marketing. Here there are categories. You can go to the categories or even search here: hotel management system, or hospital management system, school management system, college management system. You will get it here, right? So some of them will be free, some of them will be paid, right? So you will get. I have searched lots of things over here. Fine. So now let me just download this old version 4.19. So I'm not sure we'll be successfully installing it or not, but let's try this, because last time I tried this and I got several issues, but on server I have installed it. Okay, so let me just create one database here till it is getting downloaded. So go to MySQL and root here, create, let's say, database in a voice ninja, or I'll just say ninja and batch at 9. Okay, so ninja batch 9. Okay, so the database is created, and let me just check whether I have this already downloaded. Ninja version 4.514. Ninja version 4.519 is there. So let's just wait here. 1 minute it says. So we will get it into the Zap, and let's just see whether we get the same steps or not. Also, you will get Orange HRM also here. So let's search here Orange HRM. Orange HRM is here, but I think they have removed the code from here. You know, there is one Wallace POS. Wallace POS. Okay, voice is breaking. Okay, let me change the network. Okay, just wait. Okay, I have changed the network. So let me see how is my voice. Yes, I've changed the network, so I think it could be better now. Okay, so it is downloaded. Where it is? Is it downloaded? Yes, the Ninja is downloaded. Okay, so I'll just copy it again, and let's create one more folder here into the htdocs folder. Let's say uh, Ninja batch 9. Okay, so let's paste it here and let's extract it here. Okay, again a folder is created. After it get extracted, we will put the folder name in the URL. Okay, so by the time it is getting extracted, we will search for some other softwares as well. So this is again a good website, good application, Wallace POS. So this you will observe in any grocery shop like Kirana shop, or here you can uh, use the barcode gun as well. You can attach the barcode gun as well, and you can add the products into it. And if you have a touchscreen monitor, you can work on this project, or you can operate this from the touchscreen as well, right? So this is a billing software, and it is free, completely free. So you try this, but I think on the latest version it also, when you'll observe the donate option is there. So some people ask for donation if you like their products, so you can go to the GitHub and download it. Okay, so is it extracted? So let me just get the code from the GitHub download zip. We will try this as well. So this is a Wallace POS. Generally, after the uh, the application server updates, sometimes these applications get some error or issues. while installing. If it is already installed, then there is no problem. But while doing a new installation, you will get some problem. Okay, so is it extracted? It says at least 1 more minute it will take. Okay, so Wireless POS is installed, downloaded. So let me just copy it into one of the another folder, htdocs. Let's say this is grocery, gross, grocery, gross. Let it be. Okay, and paste it here. Extract it. This is quite lesser files. The lesser files are there. Let me bring these files outside, and let's create one more database. Create database. Let's say POS batch 9 semicolon. Earlier it was Ninja batch 9. Okay, so Ninja is also extracted. So Ninja batch 9 is here. So Ninja, let me just bring all the files outside. Here we'll try this Ninja batch 9. So go to the browser, say localhost, and a Ninja batch 9. What do we get? We get like this. So what happens if I click here Ninja? No, nothing happens. So I'm not sure we will be able to install it easily or not. So click on the public folder. When I click on public folder, yes, I got the setup, right? So Ninja batch 9 / public. Okay, so here is the setup, and here you can find the local host or the MySQL settings. So database name is Ninja batch 9, and username is root. Again root, and test condition success. Okay, so this is optional thing. You can set up the SMTP, or you may use sendmail, or little bit. This is not a compulsory thing. Here you can put your details. Let's say Amol Uzagare, and Amol Uzagare at gmail.com. Password, let's say Amol1234. I agree. I need to say I agree and say submit. And in a moment, you will see a complete application is hosted. Just hope for good. So always remember that although it is taking some time, you don't have to you don't have to click here forcefully again and again, right? So it is install. Congratulations to us. So I had no hope actually it will be installed, but it is installed. So Amol Uzagare at gmail.com is the username, and password is Amol1234, and I'll say login. Okay, and see a dashboard is here, and you can do several activities here. So this is also good for practice. If you are showing experience, if you are willing to show experience, so you can evaluate these softwares, open source softwares, and you can put these softwares into your resume as well if you have a good practice over here, right? Either for manual testing, you can do manual testing also here. You can understand the functionality of it, and you can do several operations here, try several operations here, and get your testing ability updated, right? So this is another. And if possible, let's just check, can we do this one more. This is a Wireless POS or grocery. We have created a grocery. So again, I am also not sure for this as well. So for grocery, have we created a database? POS batch 9, yes, we have created. So say localhost and Wireless POS or grocery, and I see the screen blank. So I don't think we can install it. So some of the application you will be installed, you can install it very easily, and some for some you will have to take some effort. So again, if I decided to install it anyhow, so I'll have to do some research on Google why this is a blank screen and all that. You can search it, you can resolve the things, and like that, you can resolve the issues. So the two application I've shown you how to install on your local machine, and out of which the first one, that is a billing software, that is the invoice plane. From tomorrow we are going to start designing a framework for that application, and we'll be testing that. Okay, so that's all for today. If you have any queries, so if you like this video, please hit the like button, and if you have still not subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe for more such videos. Thank you very much.